Hello everyone. So I want to show you another Mimio tutorial. This time I'm going to show you a collaborative building task that I call the Skyline. So I started by showing pictures of different skylines of famous cities, and students had to guess. Of course, there's New York City, Washington, D.C., just to familiarize them with the term skyline. This is Dubai, and afterwards here we have San Francisco. And then afterwards, I tell them that they're going to have to build their own skyline. So I show them this game board that I created with the Mimio, and it has different pieces that they can drag and create different, kinds of towers and designs for different buildings. So the essence of the game is that students are broken into two groups. One group is shown a design, for example, this design here. They have to take a picture of it on their cell phone. You can hear them talking. They have to describe it to another student who has not seen the design and has to follow their instructions. And they need to be back to back.
Now, in the second window, okay, you have to put another window on, like the second.
So you can hear them giving their instructions, and they have to kind of negotiate a little bit. And you can make the designs as complex as you want. And then they can test, check, and see if it was correct or not. So here's how you make your game board. It's really easy. So you're going to start with a fresh page, and we're just going to use the shapes tool here on the toolbar. Let me drag that over to the left. I'm going to make a black rectangle and the size that I want, and then I'm going to make a white rectangle, a skinny one, and draw that directly on top of the black one. And then I'm going to kind of copy paste that first white rectangle twice so that I don't have to make it 3 times, and I know it's going to be identical. And I arrange it exactly how I want it. When I'm satisfied, I highlight all of them, right click, and group them. So now they're one object that I can move around. I'm going to do that again. This time I want maybe some windows, so I'm going to make another maybe fatter rectangle, and I'm going to make some small little white squares on top of it. Again, I'm speeding it up, but just doing the copy paste so I don't have to try to make them exactly the same each time. I just copy paste. It's much faster. And when I have it arranged the way that I want, I'm going to highlight everything, group it so that I can move it around as one object, and I'll just make one more object here as an example. So once I have all the objects the way that I want to and grouped, I arrange them in the place where I want them to be, and I'm going to right click one by one and select clone. So by cloning, that makes it so that I can drag off identical copies of that. So I'm going to clone each one. You see that kind of blue bar around there? That means that it's cloned. And once I'm ready, I can highlight them all and right click in the corner and lock. So now it's locked, and like I said, I can start dragging off new copies there. I want to finish the game board by putting like a line. So let me select the line. I want to make it black, and I want it to be like a dash line, so you can choose the texture there. So I draw it. It's a little off center, so I'm going to try to arrange it again the way that I want, and it's also a little thicker than I want it, so I can select here on the toolbar slider to change the size. That's too small, so that's just right. And I want to make one more line, a horizontal line, to serve as the ground. And let me draw that here. Alright, so I'm ready. All I have to do is lock these 2 lines so they don't move around when students are playing. And it's ready to go. Right click, lock, and we're done. So I'm going to actually copy that slide. I'm going to just click on it and then Control C, Control V, or right click, copy, paste, so that I have multiple game boards that I can switch between. And I can have one game board where I make the design and I have students take a picture, and then the other game board where the other students have to follow the instructions. So I hope you found that useful, and I'll see you in the next one.